Welcome, chefs, to this week's episode. Today, we're going to be talking about vendor nightmares, and we're going to be talking about a whole lot of things. Jake and I are even going to discuss the difference between stomach issues and immune system issues. We'll start that
The
over.
small difference. There's no difference.
Okay, I'll start.
Mainly
that
vendor nightmares. No, go on.
Okay. Yeah, we are going to discuss a whole lot of things, and there are actually some pretty crazy ones.
Pretty
and
crazy stories.
We are going to talk about two of our worst vendor nightmares as well. But this episode is brought to you by Wedding Post House. Now, we have our friend Brady at Wedding Post House that we send a whole lot of weddings to. Basically, a huge problem that people have is that they want to outsource their wedding films, but they don't want to give up the creativity. So what Wedding Post House does is they take care of the culling, all the sifting, all of the kind of boring work so that you can get back to the creative stuff and piece together the film that you want. So our friends at Wedding Post House have a great deal that you can click the link in our bio and you can get some percentage off. You can get 15% off your, was it 15%?
We'll include that below. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't think off the top of my head.
You can visit the link in our bio to get your discount at Wedding Post House so that they can cull all your footage while still giving you the creative release of your films. But with that, let's get to this episode and let's cook.
Living in a daydream. Ooh, such a sweet thing. Life on the big screen. It's such a beautiful scene, yeah.
Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, Jacob.
How you doing?
Doing all right. Doing good.
How'd you sleep?
Man, I feel like you always catch my worst here. I didn't sleep great last night.
Me neither.
Lots of awake time, like I was just awake.
I went to bed at 2.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You texted me. The
I was
late
watching
night text.
Star Trek 3.
I've never seen that actually.
Great trilogy.
Yeah.
Excellent trilogy. The first one actually has like a 97% Rotten Tomatoes. Really
Really?
well done. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
And
watched
J.J. Abrams directed Chris
Really?
Hemsworth's
J.J.
first
Abrams?
movie. He stars in it for like 3 minutes. Yeah. Chris Pine just being perfectly Chris
Love
Pine.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, he's
Chris
so
Pine.
good. Yeah. I also forgot that Zoe Saldana, or Saldana, how do you say her name?
Saldivar? What?
No, Zoe, the girl from Avatar.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know
She's
her
in
last
some
name.
big franchises.
Very big. Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
Star Trek, all 3 movies, Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers, and Avatar.
She's a big character.
Yeah,
Very
only
big
those
character.
billion-dollar movies.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, yeah.
I watched Creed 3 last night.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Little underwhelmed by the training scene,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all
You
white.
want it to be
His-
Creed 2?
Yeah. Creed 1, I feel like had the best training
I
scene.
agree.
The desert was cool in Creed 2,
Yeah.
but it was really short. I think.
Yeah. No, my huge praise to Creed 3 is one, Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut.
Right.
Taking on not just a movie, but he's taking on the 3rd movie of a successful franchise that's following one of the most iconic franchises in history.
Yeah.
And he did it without needing Sylvester Stallone in the movie.
Which was crazy.
Yeah. But I agree. A little underwhelming. I feel like it felt like they focused so much on the first hour,
Mhm.
the rest got rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors, though,
Monster.
man,
Scary guy.
after I watched that, I just want to go work out my shoulders. His
same.
shoulders are just
Yeah.
cannonballs.
I know. I just watched, I'm watching Loki season 2,
Oh yeah.
and he's in it. Really interesting character.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Majors.
he's a good guy.
Love how he just starred in like 3 huge movies, just back to back to back.
And they tried to cancel him or whatever
did?
happened. Yeah, some like
Really?
allegations that turned out to be false. Something. Disney almost dropped him from
Really?
King role. Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
think he's good though. I think. Hope he's not an abusive figure.
I hope not. I really like
You
Jonathan.
never know.
I really like that guy. But yeah, last night
Also,
was
speaking
fun.
of the kitchen, last night Tanner, my brother-in-law,
Mhm.
he served a church mission in Oaxaca, Mexico. He found this place, Oaxacan cuisine, in Salt
Someone
Lake City.
listens to our podcast
Huh?
in Mexico.
It's a hole-in-the-wall, crappy place in Salt Lake
Oaxaca?
City.
That's where he
Yeah.
was at.
Yeah, but it's some type of Oaxacan cuisine in Salt Lake City. The most authentic Oaxacan food. He found it, and so we all went there last night.
Mm.
I got like authentic mole negro.
Holy
Showing
cow!
a picture.
Wow, that's
Like
dark.
it was literal mole negro, like
That is
chocolate.
dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't have any seasoning really. It was just sweet. Chicken had bones in. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy.
How was it?
It was good.
Spicy?
No,
Really?
not at all. And he's like, well, yeah, mole negro isn't supposed to be. Americans have made it more of like a spicy, savory
Mm.
dish. It should lean more towards a sweet dish, but
You really like mole.
I do.
You're a big mole guy.
I like the Sol Agave mole better.
really.
Hot take.
Yeah, my cousin married again. He went on a church mission down to Mexico. Came back and he ended up marrying someone from Mexico City.
Wow.
And their whole family's up here
Eats
now.
well, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, the Mexican food they cook, it's the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life. But she made mole. Tasted great, but it put me in the hospital because peanuts. You
Yeah.
know. It was good though while it lasted.
Yeah. This mole put me
Almost
in the bathroom for a while. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just cool I love being in a place with somebody who like understands that culture.
Yeah.
Because he was just like a kid in a candy shop and just like loving it. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
I think that was a cooler part for me, just being there with him as he's talking to the waiters about the cities because they are all from there. So
Yeah.
he's like talking about the cities and like, no way. It was so cool.
What do you remember the name of it?
Oaxaca. It's like literally a Oaxaca
Oaxacan
comida,
com-
Oaxaca cuisine or something. Yeah.
Huh.
It was good.
That sounds good.
I'd go back. Yeah.
I had a little pizza night last night.
I saw that.
Slinged up some doughs.
Sick invite.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Next time.
It's okay.
But
Also, do you want to do a crepe night?
yeah. I
I'm
saw
cooking like a
you-
mad dog this
yeah,
week.
You've been making some crepes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look solid. You had
Yeah,
a big
they were
old
good.
plate.
They were good.
Are you
Um,
a sweet or savory?
that
crepe
was
guy?
that was a savory crepe.
I like a savory.
That was
crepe.
chicken and mushroom. Cream of chicken mushroom.
That
Cream
sounds great.
yeah.
That sounds good.
in a crepe.
Okay.
Really interesting. First time making crepes and it was savory. But yeah, I would love to do a sweet crepe night. Some Nutella and strawberries.
Yeah, crepes are versatile little
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one of those like crepe sticks.
Oh yeah.
I can do it without them. Easier than I thought, to be honest. But
Yeah. I'd be down for a crepe night.
yeah, let's do it. What are
Crepe
we doing
night?
tonight? I guess we can sushi with Courtney J.
Yeah, Courtney J Photo. Getting sushi. Yeah, I guess we are. We're getting sushi with Courtney.
Cool.
Yeah. Well,
Nate
were
makes
really
great pizzas.
very
So for all of our viewers, me and my wife went to Italy for 2 weeks, and I had some of the best pizza I've ever had in the world in
Mhm.
Italy. Mainly from the Amalfi Coast and Naples. But my wife still talks about Nate's pizzas as her favorite pizza ever. It's that hot honey thing you did with the
prosciutto,
margarita.
hot
Yeah.
honey. Yeah.
Made with love, you know?
Yeah, lots of love. Which
Yeah.
It's crazy that I gave her that pizza while it was cold too.
Yeah, that was her
like
favorite
a
one.
couple hours out of the pizza.
That was her
the
favorite
oven.
pizza ever.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta do another one. Another brisket night.
Yeah, I'm actually doing pulled brisket sliders on Sunday.
Really?
I was gonna do it yesterday, but it's like a 6-hour cook, and I got lazy, so I just said F it.
Sick invite.
If you want to come over on Sunday,
No, it's all right.
I realize it's
I
going to feed a
cherish my
ton of
Sundays.
people. I know. I realize it's going to feed way too many people, so I think I'm going to try to feed my in-laws or somebody.
Yeah. Well,
Just little brisket sliders. We'll see.
yeah. Send pics.
In a cooking mood. Oh, also,
Hit
we
me.
made a little icon for the podcast,
Oh yeah.
and I have a great name for him.
Hit me.
I want to call him Chester.
Chester.
Chester. And you have to say it like that. Chester.
Chester. I like it because
Chester.
it's a C name.
Yeah.
Chester the
CH.
C, but the problem I have is Chester the chef. I want to say Chester the
Chef
chef.
Chester. It's a
The,
tongue
the
twister.
hard CH followed by the different sounding CH. Chester the chef. I want to say Chester the chef.
Chef Chester.
Chef Chester. That's a little too tongue tied.
This wasn't a discussion. We're
Chef
naming him
Chester.
Chester.
Chef Chester. I do like
Just
the
kidding.
C name though.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. We can call him
The
whatever we-
perfect name really is Carmi.
I know.
They really
I was
nailed
thinking
it.
of just Jeff too.
Jeff the chef.
Yes, Jeff.
Yeah, we're really just stealing from the bear at
Yeah.
this point.
We are unoriginal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like
stew on
Chester,
it.
though.
Stew
Yeah,
on it. No, I'm still on it. Yeah.
Let it marinate.
Anyway, we have a fun podcast planned for you guys today.
That should be a good one.
We do have to get going because we are heading over to a sound shoot today. One of our favorite
Woohoo!
planners,
Yep.
Britt Warnick. I met Britt last October doing another styled shoot for Emma's workshop. Became good friends, did a wedding with her. And yeah, going to do some more behind the scenes for today.
Mhm.
Get some cool content. Should be fun. Courtney's coming down. Can't wait to see her.
Hence the sushi tonight.
Hence the sushi.
It's also 57 degrees in here.
Oh,
Did
you
check
cold?
the thermostat?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty chilly. You wore a
Prepared.
jacket. See, I didn't
Well, it
wear a
was 30
jacket.
degrees when we left. I'm surprised you didn't bring a jacket when you.
Well, when you plan on being indoors
Uh-huh.
in the office you work at every single day,
Mm,
you don't expect to walk into a 57-degree building.
well, Usually it's pretty cold in this room.
But it shouldn't be. We're inside.
You're right. You're right.
So if you hear my teeth chattering, sorry.
Little ASMR. Nate's teeth.
Let me talk about this vendor nightmare.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to be reading Vendor Nightmares today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say respectively, you and I have a great experience with vendors.
Yeah.
I feel like most people complain about photographers more than any other vendor, but I feel like you and I, if there's one vendor we always leave good friends with, it's the photographer.
Always.
I mean, I always love them, but we always leave a good,
At least good terms.
yeah, always respect them, love what they do, always find virtue in them. And I do feel like you and I have just been blessed. I feel like the Utah culture of vendors is just a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Compatible or collaborative, I would say,
Mhm.
of a culture.
Yeah.
So maybe we just got lucky in that regard, but we also travel a lot. So
Mhm.
maybe we're just sweet talkers and good guys who make friends easy.
I would
That's
like
not
to,
true.
I would like to think we're personable.
That's
but
not true. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's. I feel like we have a really good track record with photographers.
Yeah.
And planners.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to the point where when we work with people now, like sometimes there will be a photographer we're working with that we get along well with, but they're like bad talking the planner, and we're like in the middle of both camps.
Mhm.
Like we have a great relationship with the planner, but also with you, the photographer, and we're just
Yeah.
kind of in the middle. So we like to keep good.
And then
vendor
we tell the
relations,
planner, the photographer's crap talking them, and,
And
then
then
they
they-
never work their
and they book us.
Just kidding.
We
Stay
don't do
toxic.
that. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. A lot of people just kind of bad talk the photographer, so I'm expecting to see some photographers getting in the way of my shot
Yeah.
or this and this.
And that's what we learned from the last week's podcast was worst vendor meals.
Mhm.
I think we read a lot of stories and didn't have the full context, and we actually posted it. And we actually got a lot of DMs from the people who submitted those stories, explaining themselves better. And I feel like you and I were a little, maybe too judgmental of those stories.
Sorry about that.
But in our defense, there wasn't as much context given
true.
as the DMs that came in. Like, oh, actually, here's what happened. And I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So today, I want to preface with this. What's the D word? Disclaimer
Mhm.
that.
We're just judging from our point of view.
Yeah, and and I think these are all the 1%. I would say,
Mhm.
right? These are
Mhm.
like, because I feel like you and I, we have 1% nightmare stories about vendors,
Mhm.
right? And that's the fun part of this podcast. We're sharing that 1%, those horrors.
The 1% kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah, the last episode.
a little dash of spice.
Yeah, last episode when we talked about the buttered noodles. Last night,
Yeah.
the person who submitted that story reached out and gave us the full context.
Oh, it was crazy.
And I can full on say I'm on board
I agree.
with that videographer.
Yeah,
Straight out of pocket, the buttered noodles.
wild.
It was the serving was this big
Yeah, she sent a picture
at 12:30
they-
in the morning.
Yeah,
It wasn't a she. It was
They?
someone else. I guess we've eliminated 50% of the but it was a she who said they sent us pictures this big of
Yeah.
a serving, and it was at 12:30 at night after they had been filming.
it looked
since
like
in
a
the morning.
garnish
I guess past
to like
midnight.
something else.
Yeah, terrible.
yeah.
So yeah, this is just from our point of view. We don't have the full story. So if we butcher your story or if we
DM us.
attack you, please
Defend yourself.
please talk to us.
Defend yourself.
We love you all.
All right. Do you want to kick us
I'll
off,
kick us
Nathan?
off. Yep. All right. This one is from a videographer. All right. This one's a little longer, so bear with me.
Okay. I
It
love
says,
story time.
story time. So I last minute was asked to associate shoot a wedding in California for a fellow videographer. They paid me really well since it was so close to the wedding, and it turned out to be one of the best weddings I've been able to film.
Wow.
Very big and high-end wedding in San Francisco. Everything went well, loved working with the planner, and the planner even wanted to use me for the next year for some of the weddings. I delivered the footage the day I got back. I told them how excited I was for the final edit, and fast forward a year and a half, I get an email from the couple with the planner also forwarded that they have yet to receive their video or any videos from the day. Interesting. Thankfully, I never deleted the footage from my drive, and I was able to upload all the raw video for them, which they paid for, and they asked if I had heard anything from the main videographer they had hired. I hadn't, and I tried reaching out to them several times. Do you think this is the brand that we're thinking of right now? I guess we'll see. All messages and phone calls were ignored and never responded to. A month or so later, they reach out again asking for a highlight film. Neither the planner or them can get a hold of the original videographer, so I sent them the pricing and then proceeded to create a little 2-minute trailer for them. They were extremely grateful, and the planner told me there wasn't much else we could do and just to leave it be. I tried reaching out to the videographer again multiple times and never got a response. I apologized to the couple once more and told them the only thing that they could keep doing was reaching out. To this day, the videographer never delivered a highlight film to the couple. The planner I thought I had begun to make a good connection with doesn't really reply to me anymore, even when I comment on old posts, even when I comment on posts and such. And the videographer even posted on his feed, commented on my post, but never responded to my messages. I've never known what was going on his end and why he never edited the film. Countless times I've offered to help even. It was a very sad story.
That's wild. So this is a worst vendor story about a videographer
Yeah.
from another videographer.
Inner warfare. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like
That's tragic.
someone posted this, I want to say, in our community, like last
I feel like I've heard
year.
a few of these stories though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds familiar.
And
So-
I think, yeah,
They got paid really well to associate shoot a wedding, or to second shoot a wedding.
associate. Yeah, they were
To
associate. shooting.
associate shoot a wedding for fellow videographer. They
Yeah.
paid really well. Deliver the footage a year and a half later, and they never got the video back.
Wow.
So yeah, wow, this is wild.
Uh-huh.
So imagine you're the couple. A year and a half later, you never received your edit, and then
Yeah.
the guy who shot out for you says, "I get why the planner isn't responding to even the associate. 'Cause I think you just you group that whole team together as one. Even if you're not associated with that brand, you just shot for them.
Mhm.
I get why the planner didn't want to respond or
Yeah.
build a relationship with someone who ghosted their clients, even though it wasn't his fault. It's so sad.
I want to say this was Tolman Media, which
Could've
we,
been.
we can mention because they're not in business anymore, right? I want to say someone said it
Yes,
was
but they
Tolman
said they
Media.
got paid very well.
That's true. I want to say people
And I feel like
who
if
work
it
at
was
Tolman
if it was more of a company and not just like a
didn't.
for a fellow videographer,
That's a good point.
you know,
Yeah,
because I have heard stories about Tolman from that. But
that they didn't get paid very well.
tragic though.
It's just weird, like the communication, you know? Like if
I feel bad when the video doesn't get sent within 3 months. We're delivering, I think, 4 edits this week that are from June or July,
yeah,
and I feel so bad that
Mhm.
like they just took that long, just because we've been just getting our process in, this summer, we're hiring editors and trying out different things and workshops, and so like I just feel bad.
a year and a half.
But year and a half, I can't even imagine. You don't even remember your wedding.
But not even that. It's a year and a half with no closure.
No contact.
Yeah, it's nothing like, oh, sorry, I have this and this going on, which it's hard to have an excuse for a year and a half why you can't edit a 5-minute film. But a year and a half of just ghosting.
That's crazy.
I wonder if there's like some. I imagine the clients weren't protected in the contract or anything. I wonder what his contract said.
No, yeah, there's no forgiveness for that videographer who didn't edit. Yeah, because it's not on the associate at all.
No.
He just got paid to shoot
They
it.
did their job.
But man, that's just tragic to me. I hope that videographer's out of business, to be honest. I hope he's not in this industry anymore.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible it was just like a huge miscommunication? Probably not, because
I
he
don't
just
think so. A
ghosted
year and a half is crazy.
ghosted every message.
The fact that the associate ended up editing a 2-minute trailer, I think, just shows how bad
Yeah.
he felt that nothing had happened.
Good on the associate shooter.
Oh
though.
yeah, dude, extra mile.
Seriously.
Great, good for you.
Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, my hot take is vendor nightmare wise. I've heard way more horrible stories about videographers than I have any other vendor combined.
I think
Truthfully.
videographers have the dirtiest.
Truthfully, we are the
Yeah.
pettiest vendor out there.
You ask any venue why you can't fly drones,
Yeah.
it's because of a video.
We just, somebody ever crashed into a guest's head. I'm like, ruined it for all of us. Or like those Catholic churches who don't even let you pass the third row sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's because some videographer put 3 tripods on the front row. I'm like,
No, 100% without a doubt, videographers are the worst vendors to deal
or
with.
some of these venues we walk into
Mhm.
saying we're professionals. They don't even let us touch their audio system because some videographer messed it up.
Mhm.
I'm like, I just need the aux. They're like, no, we can't let you touch it because of this videographer who ruined it for us and to pay to fix it. I'm like, how do you possibly ruin a sound system?
We're just we got our dirty little paws and everything, you know.
Do.
The aux, we have a drone in there. We
We
have
think we're like these
5
movie directors or
cameras.
something.
the
Oh, it's so
photographer just
frustrating.
shows up and takes pictures.
Yeah.
We are involved, so
I agree.
Vendor nightmares. If we were two photographers, I bet this list would be loaded with all sorts of videographer.
We should have
vendor
Courtney on here one
nightmares.
day and just have her vent about all the videographers.
We
she's
should
worked
just
with.
wait to record this podcast until Courtney comes in tonight.
We're gonna take a quick intermission.
We'll be right back.
That's crazy. All right, next one is from a photographer.
Oh, well, look at that.
It's from
It's all
Courtney. It's about us.
It's all about videographers.
This one's from a photographer. During dinner, I went up to the bar to get a drink. The bartender was preoccupied, so I waited, and while I was waiting, a guest came up next to me. Immediately, bartender turns to the guest and asks him what he wants. The guest points to me and mentions that I had gotten there first, to which the bartender replies with a very dismissive look and tone, "Oh, it's fine, she's working." So I then had to awkwardly stand there while the bartender served the guest, all the while completely ignoring me and avoiding eye contact. That's rough. Couple things.
Where are you getting a drink when you're working?
I do that all the time,
I
though.
do too. Same.
My etiquette seems to be, if there is a guest in the same time, I'll usually let the guest go first. But also, I usually don't have my camera with me. It's a very intentional. I'm going to take a 5-minute break.
You look like a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think it's the bartender's call to make that. Yeah. I don't think that.
Again,
Because what if the planner had told the photographer, take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
happened to me before.
yeah.
I was shooting with the Rev, and they're like, "Hey, go get a Coke. Just take a break. You're good." And the bartender gave me a Coke. You know what I mean? So what if I'm on a 3-minute break, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, guest first." It's a whole line of guests.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of goes back to the kind of just the awkward wedding stories we had a couple episodes ago. A lot
Yeah.
of them aren't like vendor issues; they're just human issues.
Just douchebags.
Yeah, why?
Can I say that on the podcast?
Yeah, why not? It's just like you don't treat someone like
Yeah.
that. Who? How do you know they're not just dismissed for 10 minutes to get a drink? Who cares?
It's so
nothing's
easy to
going
make
on?
Yeah, it's just so easy just to be nice. And that's what my dad always says. It's so easy to be kind. It doesn't take a lot of effort to just quickly make them a drink and then move on. You know what I mean? Get them off your plate.
Do
Get the
you
vendor off your plate.
Do you think though? Do you think that maybe it was just a misunderstanding? Maybe the photographer was maybe he just said it in a joking way, she's
It was
fine,
a
she's
girl.
working.
Oh.
She's fine, she's working.
She did say dismissive tone.
Is that a dismissive tone? She's fine, she's working. Is that dismissive, or is it
Oh, I see.
you know what I'm saying?
Kind of that middle-aged
Yeah.
humor.
Bartenders
The
are
old
working for
people.
tips, so they're talking to the guests. They're just trying to be funny.
true.
She's fine, she's working.
That's true.
Food for thought.
Also, I do feel mutual respect between vendors. I feel if they are working, all the more reason to make them a drink
Right.
because they understand that they need one.
I feel like by the end of the night, the bartenders are our homies.
Yeah.
Even if they're just making a
I've
sparkling
also
water.
been there a lot. It's kind of like a Jim and Pam relationship. I go up there all the time and just grab some things, grab some limes, get some cherries.
We're good buddies with the bartenders by the time the night ends, and all they've really made us is just sparkling water with some lime and a
Yeah.
cherry.
That's our go-to is sparkling water, lime, and cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last wedding we shot, the bartender just struck up a conversation with us saying yeah, my dad back in the day filmed weddings, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
All on film. And he's like, I respect you guys.
Yeah, he was cool.
And here we are with our
Colorado,
whole
yeah.
rigs just
That was cool.
sipping
Yeah,
water.
all on Super 8. It was really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think with the context we have, either way, wouldn't be hard for that vendor to be a little bit more respectful and chivalrous.
Yeah. Not hard. Not hard.
And not to play the gender card, but sometimes those middle-aged bartender guys are just a little bit dismissive
They're a little rough.
of the young girl photographers who are just kind of you're fine.
They're a little rough
toughen
around the
up.
edges.
Yeah. Not all the time,
What would you say?
but I kind of get the type here.
You do like your Coca-Colas.
It's been a while.
What would you say is your favorite wedding you've been at? I want to say Cabo because you went back to the bar quite a bit for some Cokes. Do you remember Cabo? They knew you
do.
by name. Hey, the guy's coming. Get him a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they had it ready for me by the time I walked up.
They saw you walking over.
Okay,
and said,
you're in Cabo. It's a Mexican Coke.
It is good
hits
Coke.
different, and it was in chilled glasses.
makes the difference.
Yeah, Cabo's Cokes.
Would you say that was your favorite
Coke?
bartending at a wedding?
Just because they knew my name and they
Yeah.
were giving me cans of Coke?
Mm-hmm.
No. It was the best, refreshing, but I think it was honestly Kim and Kevin last month.
Oh yeah.
But
I'd
also,
say that was top.
they were just making Shirley Temples or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But I also just loved the Colorado guy, the guy whose dad was a filmmaker. He
Yeah.
was just such a homie.
That guy was great.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah. I'd say the Colorado one or the Park City Kim and
Yeah,
Kevin.
they were cool.
All right, next one is a videographer. Okay, when I shot my first wedding at 17 years old, I asked the DJ if I could plug into his system. I had like 5 different cords and all the things. I saw on his phone he was texting someone, and he set his phone face up on the table.
Oh, no.
Rookie mistake, first off, but on the DJ spot. So much so I could read what he was saying. He said, and I quote because of course I remember, "Who does this photographer B think she is? I still to this day have no idea what I did."
That's wild.
Wow. Talk about unprofessional.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like she was very professional. She had 5 cables, like she was ready to adapt.
Also, is this his first wedding?
Her first wedding.
But the DJ's
Oh,
to not know that a videographer plugs into your system.
I don't know. It had to have been. I'm guessing it was a lower budget wedding.
Also, to quote the scriptures,
Please
the
do.
wicked take the truth to be hard.
They do.
And so, in my what I like
Please.
to imagine is
Please
that the
apply that.
videographer in their first wedding still knew more about plugging into a DJ system than the DJ did. And so maybe the DJ said, "Oh, you can't do that," and then the videographer said, "No, actually, I can. Here's the cable, and there's the outlet." And then he got all butthurt and she knows more than me, all prideful. And so then he's just like, "Who does she think she is?" But he knew that it was true because the wicked take the truth to be hard.
Very
That's
good.
my
Yeah,
scenario.
very
Is that like
Interesting take on the
he's like
scriptures.
no, she has no idea. But then he knew she was right because she schooled him on it, and he felt like an idiot. He felt like a little small man,
Thank you for bringing the scriptures into this.
a little spiritual in the kitchen.
Spiritual kitchen. Crazy though, because she's trying to plug into the DJ board, so I'm assuming something's about to start happening.
Very common thing.
Very common thing. She has 5 cords, cables, aux,
RCA probably, yeah.
XLR, whatever. So 1, he doesn't have a right to get mad. 2, just the fact that she's plugging in right now probably means something is about to be happening.
Yeah.
Which means 3, he shouldn't be texting someone. Who's he texting? Because he's mid-conversation. He's already talking about her,
Wild.
and then he was just like, "Yeah, who's?"
That is true.
Was he talking to another?
Was there
vendor
more of
there?
that conversation that we don't know?
I don't know, but just the fact that he said that means he was in mid-conversation already. He had already been talking about her throughout the day.
Yeah, I recently we just were our last wedding. We worked with DJ Cooper.
Love Cooper.
He's the president of the WIPA chapter in Utah. Incredible guy. He is so collaborative with videographers that he decided to just build into his booth a cable, so it's always plugged in to his aux port that just wired through, and it's just a cable you just plug your stuff into right away. You don't have to like go into his board. Don't need to even bring your cables. He has the cables you need built into his board, so you can just walk up, plug in, and you're good. And they're good cables. And I remember that was the first time I've ever seen that. I was like, he just knew that, okay, I'm not going to deal with videographers trying to get into my board at the back of my system. I'm just going to build it all in for them to make their lives easier. That to me is going the extra mile as a vendor. And again, going back to the bartender, it's not hard to just be collaborative and be nice.
To be just a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point. This had to have been probably the DJ's first, if
Had
not
to
second,
be.
first
Had
5
to be.
weddings.
Unless every videographer you worked with before that only used like the Sony TX660s, but I doubt it. Or lav mics. I don't know. I just doubt it.
If you're in that situation, you see his phone say that. Do you call him out and be
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Yo,
I do.
what's up?"
Oh yeah.
I think I would.
Yeah.
You can't just be calling me. You can't just be calling me names like that. When
I
I'm
would
trying to do
literally
my
look
job.
down at it and I'd point and look back at him and say, "This biatch knows how to plug into your system," or something.
and
I
then
don't
just
know.
walk
I
away.
don't know. This biatch knows more than you do, apparently. Yeah.
And then you would walk away,
Yeah, I would.
leaving your audio
just
at
did
his
it, yeah.
mercy. You walk away, and he just goes,
Yeah, I think I would plug into every single thing he had. His speakers, his board. I'd put a Sony on his mic. Like I would go over the top and fight back.
"I agree."
Stay toxic.
I totally would too. I totally would. I think I would say something at the end of the day, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want him sabotaging my
that's
my
true.
audio. but I would put a mic on everything.
Yeah.
I would put.
I would just drape lav mics down his speakers. Just his backups.
I would have him wearing a mic just because.
I would also give him a bad Google review at the end of the night.
Oh
I
yeah.
literally would.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing that recently. Feels good.
You've been on the Google review grind.
If I get upset, I'm like, you know what? There's no point arguing with you, so I'm just gonna take it to the public.
Where was it? I think we went to like Florida and we went to like a sushi place or something, and you left a terrible review.
Oh yeah. Was it sushi?
It was something. No, it wasn't sushi. We had a great sushi experience in Florida.
What was that?
But
I
you've been
did.
on, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
I've been leaving
thinking
a lot of
like,
1-star reviews recently.
wow, we were in the car.
On movies, on TV shows, on
I
actresses.
appreciate the movie ones because I learn a lot from about the movies from your reviews.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't care. I've been leaving 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
When I get upset at people.
Was it an actress? I think it was. I can't remember. It was. We were in the car. I was driving, and I want to say Samuel Hansen was there too. And I remember just driving, and you're just reading us the review, and I'm just like, wow, this
What
is
was that?
this is a
I
very-
do remember that.
very well written review. One, but two, this is very negative.
It was very negative.
You were very strong in your feelings about it. Do you remember what I'm talking?
It was a Tanner Castro. It was the gym.
That's right.
Emma's workshop.
That's right. We were in Malibu and we went to was it a 24-hour fitness?
Yeah,
And they weren't open 24
And then we knocked on the door, and the guy was like all upset at us. It was like 10 a.m.
Yeah, he's like, it opens at 11. We're like, there are people in there.
It's 24-hour fitness.
That,
And
yeah.
he was such an a-hole to us.
You left a scathing review. That's right. It was Tanner in the seat, not Samuel. I appreciate that review too.
Bro,
So
I
if
don't
you're
even
gonna say-
mind.
if you're going to say 24-hour fitness, you better be open 24 hours.
Facts. It's
And it was just injury added to, that people were inside already working out. We
Yeah.
could see. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, that dude was not nice.
yeah.
I appreciated that one.
Stay
star review.
toxic out there, guys.
Yeah, I definitely would have left a bad review.
In
For
that
the
same
DJ.
vein, leave a 5-star review for this podcast.
Please.
It helps us out.
Please, I think we have 2 at the moment. Just keep bumping those numbers
Actually,
up.
a few. Actually, a few.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
All right, next one
Please.
from a videographer. We had a crazy experience with a DJ. Another DJ story. DJs do have a reputation.
Not our DJ Parker Andrees.
Not our. We have great DJs
Freaking
in our
love.
corner.
Yeah, we do.
I think we have like 5 guys that I just like. I would love every wedding to have you there.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the rest of the world, I do hear a lot of DJ horror stories, and I think it's because their job is to create a hype party. But when they're asked to also MC
Yeah.
and collaborate with a videographer, that's where they start to show their true colors.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had a crazy experience. Oh, this guy, they're naming this DJ. Did we say their name? They are calling out their business name.
We're just reading the story, right?
Yeah, all right, F it.
It's not our market.
And if you are this DJ, this is
Sorry.
a good wake-up call for you.
Yeah, I hope.
Improve.
I hope you, yeah.
We had a crazy experience with a DJ named DJ Tipsy, and he lived up to his name. He was 2 hours late to the ceremony because he was fighting with his wife. This is really personal. The worst part was that we were live streaming as it was during COVID, so people were messaging us asking where the ceremony live stream was. He also ended up taking his shirt off, swinging it around by 8 p.m., extremely intoxicated. I have picture proof.
Send the pictures, please.
Send the pics.
Wow.
I don't know what
DJ
he has to
Tipsy.
do with the live stream.
Maybe just, handling the audio,
Maybe.
maybe.
But it sounds like he got drunk right away and he was half naked by 8 p.m.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about DJ Tipsy listening to this podcast.
I don't think so.
I wonder if
Our
he's
first
still
1-star
in the-
reviews from DJ Tipsy.
That's where we're going to see it start averaging out down to 4 point something. Yeah, it looks like he just kind of showed up to drink and have a crazy time. Unless, well, yeah, maybe that fight was crazy with his wife. Just looking to get away.
2 hours late though.
That's very, yeah.
I love my wife, but if I have to go somewhere, I go
You gotta
somewhere.
go if you have a gig.
We'll fight later. We don't fight though.
Yeah, same. Just bookmark this. We'll
Yeah.
come back to this, and then we'll just
Kenzie and I are actually just talking about this. We've never like fought in our marriage.
yeah.
I think we're both just very passive aggressive people.
I was about to say, Kayla and I, we don't really fight. Like we've never been like the the traditional like yelling.
yeah,
matches,
never.
But like we've argued, we've butted heads, and
Yeah.
it's always just kind of like these like petty arguments where it's
Yeah.
just like just passive, and then we have to sit down and be like, okay, we gotta.
If I ever fight back, Kenzie just like goes to punch me in the nuts, and that's really usually how it ends.
That's the
Just like,
tactic. And you're just like, okay,
"Should
you
I
win.
punch you in the nuts?"
You win.
And we're just over
Great
it.
way to break up the fight. Great way to break up the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, to show up 2 hours late, that's
That's so unprofessional. That bothers me.
yeah.
I'm not the king of punctuality, but I do appreciate punctuality.
I'd say you're pretty good at punctuality.
Me?
Yeah, I'd say you're
Oh,
pretty good.
thank you.
I'm not.
No,
I was for a second, but then I stopped.
because I challenged you to be.
no,
I offered you money to
Yeah.
be.
Yes, that's how it all started. Yeah, that was. Yeah,
Dave's punctual when I
I
pay
do
him
remember.
to be.
I do remember. You used to pay me to get there on time.
Yeah. It's back when I had the FTF money. I was like, what can I spend this on today? Nate, be here on
I'll
time.
give you $10
Yeah.
if you get here on time, and $10 to me was like a million.
Sam's also the worst. I'd say Sam was worse than you at punctual.
Yeah. See, I went.
Unless you take a jab at his pride, then he'll show up on time
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
or early.
If you take a jab at Sam's pride in anything,
Yeah.
he'll
He'll
back
prove you
up into
wrong
a
that
corner.
day.
Yeah. But no, I was good for I'd say like 6 months because I read that essentialism book and he
yeah.
talked about the buffer. So like if it takes you a half hour to get there, take 1.5 times and leave 45 minutes early. Don't leave a half hour. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put that in practice, and I did, and it worked great, almost too well. That sometimes I'd get there a little too early. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So then I slowly started reverting back to old habits.
Could have
Now-
brought a book, read a book during that
Yeah,
downtime.
Yeah. But
Been with your thoughts.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
I
I
went and saw a movie with Sam though a few weeks ago, or a month ago, and I told him the movie started 45 minutes before it actually started. 45 minutes before it actually started.
And he got there on the
He showed up
perfect time.
15 minutes early, so I was proud of him.
Wow.
But still,
You also don't want to be that person that shows up incredibly early every time, right? The person who shows up 20 minutes early and just sits there, and you're just like,
yeah,
they're already at my house.
yeah.
Yep.
I hate those people. I hate those people.
It looks like you have more to say, Jacob.
I do. All right.
Okay, I'm up. A couple days after filming a wedding, I started to have some stomach issues. Not off to a good start. This sounds like the vendor meal one.
Mhm.
Had lots going on in my life, so I just kept telling myself it was probably stress. Well, the stomach issue did not relent for 2.5 weeks. I was scared to leave my house because I wasn't sure when a wave of the uncontrollable cramping and poops were going to strike.
Thank you for being
Was
so
this
open.
Samuel Hansen who submitted this?
Sounds like a Samuel Hansen story.
Okay, you could not trust a fart.
The vernacular is not strong enough to be a
This
Samuel.
is great. Yeah, no, Samuel would be. Okay. Uncontrollable cramps and poops would strike. You could not trust a fart. 3 weeks go by, and I get a call from the bride from 3 weeks earlier saying, hey, did you get sick after the wedding by chance?
Not a fun text to receive.
I hesitantly responded, what kind of sick? No one wants to share with a past client about their bowel issues. She answered, diarrhea.
She didn't cut. She cut to the quick.
Just the one word text response. You gotta love those. I laughed so hard. She forwards me a survey to fill out, a foodborne illness form, and submit it to the district health department. Turns out every single one in attendance was hit hard. It was so bad that one of the other vendors said they felt so awful that they went into the doctor where they ran tests and results came back, causing the doc to ask if they had gone out of the country. I've never even thought the sickness was caused by the food because it was so good and symptoms didn't present themselves until 48 hours later. As strange as this sounds, I would eat this catered food again because it was so delicious, but hold the food poisoning, please.
I think it might be a Samuel story because Sam will get deathly sick and then just keep eating it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's not.
Like
That's wild.
That one time we went to the bar and they gave him a real bun instead of a
Yeah.
gluten-free bun, and he was totally fine until they
Totally
told
fine
him
until
it
they said,
wasn't.
"Oh, by the way, it's not gluten free."
And then he's like,
"Oh,
I'm going to lose my mind. I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
oh, please."
Yeah, please. A lot of asterisks on his
Yeah.
celiac disease.
Man, 2.5 weeks ago that sounds pretty serious. Every guest got sick. Every guest.
Yeah, that is a nightmare.
Yeah. Could have been just undercooked chicken, or I don't know. Could have been so many things.
Man, every time we talk about undercooked chicken, I just get the heebies.
Yeah, but Kayla loves that.
No, it's got to be way overcooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Have you ever gotten food poisoning from a meal at a wedding?
How do you know if it's food poisoning and not just like tumbly grumblies?
Have you never had food poisoning?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm like a biatch about it. I'll usually walk it off.
Just a quick 10
Drink
minute
some
walk.
water and call it good.
Drink my Pedialyte.
Yeah.
No, food
Is
poisoning.
it a few weeks of sickness?
Whenever I've got food poisoning, it was just like an overnight thing. I've never had.
Oh, maybe then. Like I feel like I've thrown up food or
If you've never just been like floored, like you start getting like a fever or your stomach, like you're
No.
just diarrhea, like,
maybe
and then the next day it seems to be gone. Two and a half weeks.
Sometimes just
Though.
get sick and throw it up though.
2.5 weeks is a
Yeah, that's what I'm
crazy
saying.
amount of time
Yeah.
for food illness, foodborne illness, food poisoning.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it couldn't be allergies because everyone got sick. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Blame the caterers, but then she said she'll eat it again, or they will eat it
It
again.
was so bad they asked if they were out of the country.
Yeah. America the beautiful.
Man, you know who's got an iron stomach?
Ew.
This guy.
You don't?
I do. Okay.
Says my shower curtain.
Okay. Besides the
Still has
allergy
pink
stuff.
stain on it.
Besides the allergy stuff,
Alright.
that's an immune system thing. But the stomach lining, bulletproof.
I think the fact that you have an allergy
No.
completely removes the fact that you have an iron stomach.
No.
Because your stomach can't take everything
No,
the way
that's
mine
that's
can.
the immune. The
I can
stomach,
eat
the stomach,
anything.
the stomach takes it. Like it does. It's just it's the immune response.
I think the one and the same.
No, they're different. Give me anything.
I can eat
almost
anything. Eat a cashew.
Again,
Just a small
it's not a
little nut.
stomach thing. It's not
Just a small little thing.
not a
Digest
stomach,
it.
It's not a stomach thing.
I can eat all the cashews in the world. Seafood, give it to me. I don't mind.
It's not a stomach thing. It's an immune response. But
Because your stomach can't handle it.
no,
That's what your
no,
immune
no,
system
no.
does.
No. Now give me some like dirt covered chicken. I'll be fine.
Well,
When
so
I was
will I.
when I was in Bolivia.
Give me a cashew.
when I was I was in Bolivia for 2 years, right? Everyone got just this death bug, hospitalized. I never got sick ever. They called me iron stomach.
Give me a teaspoon of cashew milk.
It's not the stomach.
And you'll be in the ER. I'll be sitting there watching a movie just fine. Because your
Let's,
stomach can't handle it.
We'll revisit this because clearly we need to have a podcast about defining stomach versus immune system.
Google this.
All right, please do. Do you want me to read the next one?
No,
while you're-
or the next one.
I mean, the next one's one sentence long.
Stomach issues versus immune systems. I don't want to read this. All these doctor articles. I think I'm right though. All right. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, put a pin in that. We'll come back to that one. Everyone who's allergic to things, please tune in and help.
Everyone with a perfect immune system, whose stomach can
Yeah,
truly heal anything.
See, you said immune system.
Yeah, because one and the same.
No, they're not.
They are.
No.
If your immune system. I don't want to sound ignorant here.
No,
Bring it
my
back to you.
immune system is not perfect.
If your stomach was an iron stomach, your immune system could handle anything.
Okay, my immune system is compromised to nuts and fish. But ever since I got the Black Plague in my sophomore year of college, do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty strong since, in terms of sickness. The cashews will get me.
It's the smallest thing I could think of. All right. This next story is from a bride. Also, you guys, if you're a bride, a groom, a vendor, you want to share some funny stories, we'll put the link below. You can submit anything you want anonymously. All right, it's from a bride. I got moldy tablecloths in nasty chairs that I had to scrub with my new nails the night before my wedding. So annoying. So this is an attack on the rental company.
Wait, why did she have to scrub them with her nail?
Moldy chairs.
Did they not? They didn't bother cleaning them?
I guess not. That's wild. That's one thing I don't think anyone thinks they have to worry about is when they hire rentals or pay for rentals, like chairs, tables, tablecloths, that like they'll come in moldy or something. That's
Mhm.
crazy. You just kind of, they show up, you maybe steam the tablecloths and you put them on, they're ready to go. But to have moldy stuff, that's wild.
The night before the wedding, can you call them and say, hey, moldy tablecloths, can you bring new ones tomorrow?
I don't know.
Why did she get the tablecloths?
Probably just planned the whole thing herself.
Yeah. that's
So
true.
sad.
That does suck.
Yeah.
Ew.
Mold's dangerous as well. She got really sick that night.
Yeah.
Her immune system would
Have
have
you
been.
ever gotten sick from mold?
I don't know, maybe. I don't think so.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ran into it a ton. Maybe when I was living in Philly a few times. But I don't know. You?
No. My immune system's pretty strong against mold.
It's not very strong at all. Can't handle a
I'm pretty
cashew.
strong.
Can't handle a cashew. I'm
Ew.
trying to think about my vendor nightmares. So I have a few actually. I want to share one
Yeah.
with a photographer.
Please. As we
Um,
just got done saying we love our photographers.
Yeah, I do. And I think that's why this story stands out to me so much. And I either shared it on this podcast already or I shared it on the bus at our workshop.
Mhm.
But we were filming this wedding, beautiful wedding. And again, the reason I'm sharing this story is because we have such good photographers in our
Yeah.
lives. I feel like this just stands out really intensely. But it was just not reading the room. Did I ever tell a story
I
on the
don't know.
podcast?
What story?
When we're doing the first look with the bride and the father of the bride, and
The photographer jumped right in.
the second the dad turns around
Yeah, you did tell that story.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's like my number one horror story.
I think you did.
Is that she turns around or he turns around. They're bawling. They're emotional, and within 3 seconds, the photographer jumps in and starts posing them. Does not read the room at all.
Mm-hmm.
That was a huge vendor nightmare for me because I could tell everybody and all the people watching, the mom, the sisters, they were all like looking at each other, and I could tell, and I felt so awkward being associated with the photographer in that moment.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of prompted me to start doing pep talks
Mm-hmm.
with the couple and the photographer before every first look. That moment.
That was the moment.
Yeah.
Was I there at that wedding? I was.
Yeah,
right?
because that day we were talking about you proposing to Kayla.
Oh wow.
That was the day.
This was
You said
years
you wanted
ago.
to marry her. Yeah. Well, that was the first time you told me you wanted to marry her.
Yeah, years ago then. Oh,
yeah.
wow, you still remember
2020
it
or
very
2021,
vividly.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a vendor nightmare. You want to hear
You
it?
do? I do.
You want to hear it?
Was I there?
No, this was like, I want to say it was like my first year, maybe second year, and I was
Okay.
filming for a buddy of mine. It was a DJ.
Yeah.
So again, traditions that need to die. The garter around the thigh.
Unless you're Tyler Barnhart. That was
sick.
amazing.
That was so
Yeah.
cool. Okay, he did a great job.
That was the
with
best
that.
garter removal I've ever seen in
That
my
was
entire life.
Fantastic. Yeah. Unless you're Tyler Barnhart,
Yeah.
then yeah, the garter.
But yes,
it does need to
can
die.
be easily a very cringy moment of the day.
Yeah. So this is the most cringy that you'll probably ever hear. So they did the flower toss, and then they were doing the
Some
garter.
10-year-old caught it.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
A little like 10-year-old
Congrats,
girl.
you're getting married next.
Woo, little
All
10-year-old.
the 30-year-old single ladies.
Yeah. So a little 10-year-old girl caught the flower, and then they do the garter toss, or the garter bite it weird, pull it down the leg
teeth.
thing, and he slings the garter, and a little 10-year-old catches it. So we have a 10-year-old girl who caught the flowers, and like a 10-year-old boy who caught the flowers. Usually it's like, oh, that's cute, great, fun, let's get on with the dancing sort of thing. But the DJ,
No.
this is gross. The DJ was like, hey,
Just
okay,
went full pedo.
yeah, bride and groom come up, and whoever caught the flower in the garter come up. And
Why'd the DJ do that?
I don't know. But the DJ brought all four of
That's
them
the
up.
original tradition, right? The flower girl and the garter guy are usually the ones to get married next.
Yeah,
And they get set up.
yeah. But this is where it got weird.
It's already weird.
They're 10-year-olds. The 10-year-old has the flowers, 10-year-old has the garter. The DJ is emceeing, and he feels like it's going to be really funny to be like, okay, now we're going to recreate this garter thing with the 10-year-old. So the 10-year-old girl put on the garter, and the 10-year-old boy,
Straight to jail.
the 10-year-old boy
Straight to jail.
is going to take it off your thigh. And we're all like, whoa. This is not cool. They were cousins.
Whoa. Hit and record.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We said, hey, whoa, cut the cameras. This is not happening. They were cousins. So not only were they 10-year-olds,
Alabama.
and he was asking, no, Utah. Not only was he asking the 10-year-olds to do the garter with the thigh and everything, they were cousins. So everyone was just like, yo, no, we're not doing this.
So they didn't do it.
Cut it out. We're not doing this. And they didn't do it, thank goodness. But it was probably the most
Yeah, straight to
awkward-
jail.
Yeah, no.
Straight to jail.
If there was a policeman in the
Investigate that guy, send him straight to jail.
go right into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
References to jail.
So yeah, and it was just, even though people cut it off and said no, like it was still so awkward because he was on the mic. He wasn't just like doing it undercover. He was just like, all right, everybody, eyes on the floor, this and this and this. They're gonna sit on the chair and put the garter. We're just like, it was a nightmare.
That's horrible. Another DJ story.
Another DJ story.
Speaking of DJ, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, human issue,
Mhm.
not a vendor issue.
Yeah.
That's a human issue. There's other things going on.
Twisted man.
Even if they were both 30-year-olds, I would have been a little uncomfortable. I would have been
Agreed.
very uncomfortable.
Agreed.
But they were 10 and cousins.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought about quitting.
Yeah, that's one of those. There are those weddings where you kind of leave, after those experiences, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That was one of those.
This isn't my passion. But then you get like a great wedding. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I like this.
Because I was still pretty new, and so I'm like, is this gonna happen at every single wedding?
Weird. In Utah, regardless.
Hence why we started traveling
Immediately started traveling after that.
immediately.
And
Can we
it's
go to
like, get me
Arkansas?
away from this pedo.
Can we go to Arkansas,
Yeah,
please?
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's probably one of the worst vendors.
I think DJs in general, sometimes when you get those DJs who just like to talk and you can tell they like the sound of their voice
Yeah.
more than they like to actually play music
Mhm.
and create a cool vibe and environment, that's hard for me. Speaking of DJs, one of my favorite new things that this year has been the musical chairs game when they have to go out in the audience and grab stuff.
I love that game.
Cooper just did that, and then our Park City DJ just did that.
Yeah.
Or not the DJ, but the dad, the
It was just
groom.
the
It was just so fun. That game is so fun.
gets everyone
Cooper
hyped.
killed that game. That
Gets
was
everyone
hilarious. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of these games usually.
The shoe game I hate.
I hate the shoe.
I
game.
hate the shoe. Sorry,
Hate
I
it.
hate the shoe
Sorry.
game.
Lock me up.
Mainly because
hate
there's no way to like really capture it for the video, and I usually never include it in the video.
And it never gets the reaction that you
And-
want.
And every now and then, the guests are really involved, but most of the time, it's just this awkward. Everyone's kind of like, "When does this end?"
99% of the time, I'd say that. After the third question, everyone's just like, ha ha.
I do feel like it's usually the mom who wants the couple to play the shoe game more than the couple actually wants to play the shoe game
Really?
because she just loves those.
I feel like it's more like the Pinterest brides. They're like,
Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
the shoe game. I want to do this.
Probably saw some really trendy picture of them holding
Yeah.
up a shoe.
Because I have seen some like
Yeah.
pretty hype shoe games on
Yeah,
social media
Sure,
go viral
sure, yeah.
a couple years ago,
Yeah.
5-6 years
It's
ago.
just one of those traditions, and we can talk about this a lot more in the Wedding Icks segment next time, but there's a lot of traditions in the wedding world that I'm really sick of. And it's not just because I filmed them 1,000 times,
Mhm.
because I just think they're stupid.
Yeah.
Shoe game, cake cutting,
Garter toss.
garter tosses, unless you're Tyler Barnhart,
Unless you're Tyler. Exclusively Tyler.
bouquets with anyone younger than 18. Get them out of there.
It's just
You're
awkward.
not single.
It's just,
You're not available.
it works with some bridal parties, I will say. But most of the time, it's like, all right, we're playing music. Come on up here. And then for 5 minutes, like, okay, is that all?
Yeah.
Where's the other 10
Yeah.
people that should be here?
I just hate when like a 10-year-old catches it and you can tell it's like some 20, 30, 40-year-old who's desperate to catch it. Just really wants I want to get married. I want to be next.
No, I hate when they have to just pander to the crowd.
Yeah.
The times where it works is when they're like, all right, we're doing the flower toss, and they just have a hype bridal party that's already filling
Yeah.
the dance floor. When they have to ask a second time,
Yeah.
a third time, and they say, if you don't have a ring on your finger, you're
Yeah.
on the floor. It's like, these people are engaged.
Yeah.
Don't bring them on the floor.
Practically engaged, yeah.
Yeah, don't bring them on the floor.
Or even the guard toss for me, the best part is when one, the groom does it with style, Tyler Barnhart. And also all the boys on the floor understand the assignment and
Yeah.
they're pushing, shoving, they're competing.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
They catch it and put it on a
The
football.
guy
and,
who
like,
caught
play
the
catch.
garter at my wedding, his name is Tristan Knuth, homeboy. He would go to all of our
good guy.
boys' weddings, and his goal was to dive and catch the garter. And he had this collection of garters on his desk. I think he had like
That's
3 or 4
amazing.
garters
That's
on
amazing.
his desk. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
it's-
all got married in the same 3 years. And so he had a collection of garters
Yeah.
from all of our wives' legs.
It's when the dudes understand and they go hype, because most of the time they're just like, ew. you know? I like
yeah.
yeah.
There's some crazy vendors out there, though.
Crazy
Wow.
vendors. Yeah.
Guys, if you have any horrible vendor stories, link below. Vent
Please
to
do.
us.
yeah,
Let's exploit them.
we'll definitely revisit this.
Bonus
This
points
episode.
if you put their name in the story. Like
Sorry,
DJ Tipsy.
DJ Tipsy is going to be our first 1-star review.
Yeah.
Sorry, DJ Tipsy. We're just reading
Show
the
up on time,
stories.
bro. Hope your wife's doing
I hope you guys are doing good. I hope he's found a way to deal with his problems.
Or
other
being
than
so
getting just
inconsiderate. Could have been the
crazy
darkest day of his life.
intoxicated. It could have
And
been.
you're just trying to forget by drinking,
Yeah.
and we're over here just judging him.
Give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it
But
was
hey, I don't care. Like you do have to kind of check your baggage at the door when you show up to a wedding.
kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, DJ Tipsy. First bad review. Yeah, we'll definitely revisit this episode. Because this is a fun one. There are a
Yeah.
lot of vendor nightmares.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any stories, just submit it. Click the links in that we put in our Instagram bios and submit them.
Maybe we'll make like a vendor miracle story.
Maybe we should have some. Maybe we should have some positivity in this.
Maybe this podcast shouldn't just be bashing people. Maybe it should be like, tell us your best story about a vendor you love. That actually would be a
The
good.
problem is though,
'Cause I did love our one-way workshop episode, which
Yeah.
kind of talked about people we loved.
that was great. Yeah,
Felt good to leave that episode.
it felt great to leave that
Felt
episode.
uplifted.
I felt good. The problem with that though is if we do these uplifting ones,
No contrast.
I feel like we couldn't riff as well. You know, we can't spit sweet bars about positivity. You know, because like when we have a positive thing, like we'll think back to our books of good things that have happened, but we tend to remember the negative ones. So if someone writes something positive, you and I would probably be like, "Huh, that's good." Next story.
You're right. Nate's trying to say is he doesn't want any positivity on this podcast.
What I'm trying to say is I would love positivity, but
What he's really trying to say is that he does not have an iron stomach.
we'll revisit the stomach versus immune system.
There's really no need. I feel like we've wrapped it, covered it.
I did, yeah. I mean, maybe. Well, you did hint at the stained shower curtain, so
Nate vomited dragon
Yeah.
fruit
no,
acai
it
bowl
was- yeah, it
all
was an
over
acai
my.
bowl. It
It was a
wasn't.
dragon fruit acai bowl all over my kitchen or all over
No, it
my.
was just an acai. I don't like dragon fruit.
It was bright pink. So what color is that?
It
Come
was.
from?
It was a bright acai bowl.
Star fruit or dragon fruit? What fruit makes
Acai?
it hot pink?
Acai.
What fruit makes it hot pink?
It
though?
wasn't a dragon fruit.
It was something hot pink. Acai is usually purple.
It was a
a
bright
hot
purple. It was
pink.
a bright.
No, it was
purple.
hot
It was a
pink.
bright purple.
No.
Probably mixed with the
I'll show
stomach
you the picture.
acid. Probably mixed with
No,
the
no, no.
stomach acid. It was
Because we
probably
got
pink.
them. Because you don't usually get that one. It had the cashew milk in it, and it was hot.
I didn't know it was
pink.
cashew milk. It just
was
said
hot
said
pink.
acai
All
with
I know
granola.
is there's a hot pink stain on my shower.
It was
curtain.
probably mixed with like my breakfast from that morning too.
What'd you have that was hot pink that morning?
Maybe it was the purple mixed with the orange juice that made it kind of a muddy.
That's how it works. Go
It
put
wasn't hot
orange
pink.
juice in an acai
It was
bowl and
probably-
tell me if it
It was
turns
probably
hot
the stomach
pink.
acid. It was. There was lots of stuff mixed.
Stomach acid doesn't make things hot pink.
It was a
dark
very
purple.
bright purple. It was a very bright purple.
No, it wasn't. I will ask Kenzie.
'Kay.
It was. There's still a bright pink stain.
I'll tell you what.
I
will
cleaned that
go.
toilet bowl.
I will go.
I can promise you from the traumatic experience I had cleaning up your crap that it was hot pink.
First off-
flamingo pink.
First off,
Barbie
first
pink.
off,
Ken's
you're
World
making it,
pink.
You're making it sound like I just barfed on your shower curtain. That's not what happened.
The
I
splatter was enormous.
barfed in the toilet. And
The
it
shower
was a big
curtain was
splatter.
6 inches away.
It was a big splatter.
6 inches is very close.
It's a very explosive
Hot
barf,
pink
okay?
barf.
The cashews don't do me well. Okay.
Clearly,
So,
you have a soft stomach.
okay, I'll tell you what, Jake. It was from Nectar.
cashews. It was cashew milk,
It was cashew milk. Yeah.
which is even more diluted.
It was
than the cashew.
concentrated cashew milk.
Diluted.
It was Nectar Juice Bar where I got it. I'll tell you what, I will go to Nectar Juice Bar. I will get the acai bowl. I probably won't eat it because it has cashew milk in it. And I will show you the color that it is, and you'll see that it is very bright purple.
You remember the exact bowl you got from
I
that
could
place.
easily find it. Easily.
If it's not hot pink, it's not the one.
I don't get dragon fruit I don't get dragon fruit bowls. I don't like dragon fruit. It tastes like dirt.
What's the other hot pink fruit? Star fruit?
No, you're thinking of dragon fruit. Pitaya. That's what you're thinking of, which is dragon fruit.
All
I don't get
remember,
pitaya
Nathan,
bowls.
all I remember is cleaning up when because you went to the ER right after,
I sure did.
and I had you on find my friends. I saw you in the ER. As I'm looking at that, I'm scrubbing my toilet bowl and looking at my shower curtain, and there's just hot pink splatter everywhere. That's what I remember. I had my toilet cleaner. I had my wet wipes. I was scrubbing the shower curtain with bleach or whatever it was, and I just remember hot pink was being put into my cleaning materials.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Is it possible, Nathan, that this traumatic experience of your stomach being
immune system?
thwarted, violated by a small little nut, caused you to not remember the full day?
No, not possible. I remember
Maybe.
all of my ER visits, all of them.
And they probably told you, oh yeah, you had cashew milk and probably put some dragon fruit because there's a lot of hot pink all over your shirt.
Jacob, I don't know how to say this any clearer than how I've said it. I don't get pitaya bowls. They are gross.
That's why that's what I remember is that it wasn't your usual order.
It was a different
And
mix.
you didn't
on
order.
top
I
of the
ordered
acai.
all the bowls.
You did.
It was between Spencer's wedding.
No, I know. It was a different bowl because it had different toppings. Acai bowls have a wide variety of
Yeah.
toppings.
And
I
there
don't
was
get
hot
pitaya bowls. It was not pink.
What was that hot pink drizzle on top?
They don't put hot pink drizzle on top.
Gosh, they do.
They do not.
We've been to Hawaii together.
Not
We've
the
had
kinds that.
that
I get. Not the kinds that I get. I get the OG acai bowls. Look it up.
I'm looking up these
Look it up.
stupid menu. Man, we should have a guy who parks outside of our garage and just
Plays reggaeton.
yeah. I promise you it was a dragon fruit bowl.
No, I
I
don't get
promise
dragon
you, blended dragon fruit, banana, pineapple, coconut flakes, and coconut water. Hemp seed granola, coconut flakes, strawberry, banana, and pineapple.
fruit. Coconut water. Do you see any
Was it
cashew
a
milk?
peanut butter bowl, maybe?
No. There's
Had-
no way I would order a peanut butter bowl.
Well, I ordered this for everyone.
Would you order a peanut butter bowl for me?
Back then,
Your
I
best
wouldn't
friend
ask-
who's
back then-
allergic to peanut butter.
Back then, I wouldn't have asked you what you ordered. I feel like I would just order things for people.
But you knew I was deathly allergic to
I
peanut
didn't.
butter. Yeah, we'd been best friends for 3 years at this point.
Either way, hot pink. It was a Barbie bowl,
Light purple at
and his
best.
stomach couldn't handle it.
Light purple at best. And my
I'm done
stomach
with
feels
this.
fine.
I'm done with this. We will have an allergy day.
Yeah, we'll bring Samuel in.
Yeah. I won't be on that podcast.
No, I'll be the host.
I don't want to be there. Can't deal with all these
We'll bring
toxic
all our-
mindsets you
our-
guys have.
Yeah,
Your community has. The soft stomach community. Anyways,
great time talking about the vendor nightmares.
turned into just this bottled up frustration about my shower curtain that's still ruined.
Oh, please, you're fine.
Whatever. All right, you guys. Well, we got to get to a shoot.
We do. Next week, we don't know what we're talking about yet.
No, submit your
So,
stories.
yeah.
We'll see what goes. We're probably going to talk about Bridezilla's.
Bridezilla's going to be a fun
I want
one.
to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I would like to get that off my
Yeah.
chest too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, until next time, we'll see you next week.
Keep cooking.
Chef's out.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.